Man, we're at we're at full resolution, 1080p. That's awesome.
That's from me to you.
That's nice. I didn't get you anything.
This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today.
Bouncy.
This is how it is
That's how it is.
today on Pop Culture Minefield.
So happy days. It is the 609th anniversary of the Battle of Agincourt. And for some of my limey prick friends, I have decided to do this instead of a Halloween movie to talk about this anniversary. I could have pushed it into November, but like I said, I love my limey prick friends. They may be limey pricks, but they have my heart and soul because our cousins in England are suffering under a brutal regime that is imprisoning people for thought crimes. And I, for one, am tired of that shit. So I, of course, stand with my limey prick friends. Some of those limey pricks, Andy Morrow. Oh, my God. I have so many limey prick friends. But Andy Morrow talks to me just about every day. Does he talk to you guys at all?
Sometimes he sends he sends me the most wickedly funny pictures.
I know. Between him, and I got to tell you, we used to have a friend. Well, we still have a friend. She's still a friend of ours over on, and I'm not going to say her name right now because I don't want to embarrass her. But she outdid Parrot Head on fucked up funny memes, and but she's gotten quiet over the last year, so it's mostly Parrot Head over on Twitter. Then on Facebook, it's Andy Morrow and Tim.
Yes, those two. Oh.
The two of them are constantly bombarding me with funny shit throughout the day.
I didn't know Tim is doing that too now.
Oh, Tim does that. Tim's been doing it for a while. Tim sends me shit. It's because of Tim I do stuff like this, which is why, I know he lives in Virginia, but I think he's a limey prick because he loves so much limey shit. I bet the guy eats black pudding for breakfast.
Ew.
So, but anyway, it's because of his requests that I was like, because he asks for a lot of British films. Some of them, I watch them, then I'm like, I really don't want to do a show on that because that'll kill our viewership. Nobody will fucking come to see us talk about that movie. Except for Tim. Tim will be there. But he'll always be late.
He's not here now.
He is never on time.
He better show up this time. It's his fault we're doing this.
He'll be here, I'm sure. And Mephisto, I think, is still here. I don't know. Are you still here?
He can't join us, though. He's just in chat.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, he was early in chat. That was over 20 minutes before showtime. But he can't make it and show.
If you're with us, give us a signal.
Blink 3 times. Oh, wait, we can't see you. Oh, man. Come on. So I am going over to our Twitter page to let people know we are live now. So he's going to do Fallout 3 to the Tale of the Two Wastelands this Friday.
Who?
I just
Yep.
saw John's post. Okay, cool.
Oh, we have. And we blinked thrice. There you have it. There you have it.
What's that?
Mephisto blinked.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
3 times.
What's 911 in Israel? Like in the UK,
I will
it's
have a
like
scribe.
999, and I think it's 999 in Australia too.
Well, in Austria, we have 3 different numbers, depending on which service you need.
First number is, I think we're in trouble. Second number is, fucking get here.
No,
We're dying.
there's one for the police, one for the firefighters, and one for an ambulance.
See, that's the mistake. That's a mistake. They shouldn't do that.
Okay, this is what it
Just
is.
one number. Should be one number.
That's so German of you.
That's so American. We have
No, I mean with Anima. That's so German for the Austrian. Having a different number for each specific thing.
It's what it is. I grew up with that.
she's not getting the joke.
No,
Oh, she's getting it, but she's avoiding it.
no, I'm too tired for your stupid jokes.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, hello, Snort. Oh, sorry. How, Snort?
Hey, Snorty.
Oh, we're having an identity
I'm
crisis
trying to get
here.
us all to be the same size, and it's not doing it.
Use the freaking balls. Yeah.
The balls.
I don't want the balls. I'm surrounded by my balls. They're huge. Huge.
Sometimes I'm questioning my decision to spend the rest of my life with you. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm mocking you this morning. I mock you with my love. So let's see. I just posted. We're live now. So I should be seeing that in my message. This is what's pissing me off. I'm subscribed to every update from PCM on my personal account. Nowhere in my notifications.
Welcome to the club.
That sucks.
There we go. I found it.
Yay.
So we'll
Another
start seeing
limey
people
just
in.
joined us, Gerry. Glenn is here.
Hey, Glenn.
Oh, Glenn's my other limey prick friend. And you guys, like I said, Glenn, I said you guys have my support for what you're going through right now, because you are completely now subjects. You have an authoritarian government that's arresting and imprisoning people for thought crimes, and it's scary as shit.
It is.
I just found out yesterday that minister that was in prison in a Islamic managed prison, and he was afraid to eat, so he was basically starving himself to death because he knew that they were going to try to poison him.
How come there's an Islamic prison in?
I don't know how they're doing this in Great Britain, but apparently it is run by. It has Islamic guards, and I'm not sure if the what do you call it? The guy in charge of the prison, well, I'm going to tell you, buddy. England and Canada and France are going to do a lot better when this election is over, if it's not stolen again by electronic criminals. France went to paper, and they said they went to paper because of what happened here. Warden. Thank you, Mephisto. So, and I have nothing against Muslims. I have many friends who are Muslims.
Oh, but it's a problem that people are creating a parallel world for them instead of helping them integrate into Western countries.
Yeah, they're instead England, France, and parts of Europe are making it to where you have to kowtow to their beliefs.
Yes.
Rather than being integrated and learning how to live in a Western society.
And that is wrong.
I'm like, what? You can't hear it. Oh my God. Mark sent me a movie this morning and it downloaded and it just started playing in my background. I'm like, where did that music come from? So we are, I pray for you guys over there in Great Britain. You are our cousins. So, but anyway, Glenn is also a dear friend of mine, and now officially this year a co-worker. We work together, even though we don't work together. We work for the same boss. So, yay! So, just to let you know, I had an interview over the weekend with the gentleman who created Vampire the Masquerade. And it looks like I'm going to be doing artwork for his next forthcoming game.
Nice.
Because they're doing campaign funding, I won't be paid all at once, which is fine with me. I told him, I have a bare minimum per month that I have to be paid to stay on a contract. It's a simple rule I live by. If you cannot pay me monthly, then you shouldn't have hired me. And every artist should be like this. And I got to be honest, every creator out there that does contract work, the 1099 here in the United States, I'm a 1099 contractor. And if somebody cannot be consistent with the payments, they shouldn't have tried to hire you. And they shouldn't make you try to feel bad because you're wanting money for what you're doing. It's labor, it's work. I actually, when I do artwork, I don't do it by piece. I do it by hour because I know I can estimate. And I tell them my estimate will never go a few $100s over when the contract is done, what I estimated as the price. Because I have a rule of thumb that I will eat some of that because I don't want to rob the contractee of their money. You got to be fair. So, but I'm only going to work for 2 clients a year. I won't work for more than that. Because I'm also working on my own stuff. So, oh, you already added it. Okay, good. So, hey, I hope you blocked out the boob scene.
No.
At the end of the Battle of Agincourt, shields come down and all those females, they're the giant boobs. You didn't get that?
I have told you before, I will show all the boobs that I want.
I'm the only boob allowed on this show.
Okay. I guess I'm out then.
I don't see Snort. Oh, he was in there in mix with Lynn. Hi, Snort. Good morning. Hello. So anyway, it's Monday morning. I don't know about you guys. I need caffeine. I don't have any right now. So my energy is running low.
Oh, that's a
so
no.
What we could do is if you two will take over for a moment, I can go get me some coffee because I'm like just like ugh.
So what you're saying is Anima is taking over. Okay. I can go with that.
What he's saying is he's missing the week where I was there and made coffee for us in time for the morning show.
I'm not. Hey.
Don't you hate me?
I went out to the bathroom. That was the extent of my morning. I didn't venture further than the bathroom.
I will always make sure we have coffee before the show starts. Allegedly.
That's why you need to be here. All right, I'm
I
going to go
know.
get me some coffee. I'm done with this shit.
We are working on that. Me being there. We had an interesting weekend. But yeah, Martin, don't leave
Yeah.
me hanging here.
Ah, I'm checking out technical things. Sorry.
Technical things.
Yeah,
Like what?
like the videos for Gerry.
Oh. I didn't know we had videos for this one.
Oh no. I mean new clips for reactions, greetings.
Oh,
Thank you. That kind of
Okay.
thing. But okay,
We're still moving over to your account then.
we are in my account.
Yeah, but the moving all our stuff is still in progress.
Yeah, it's gonna take like a week or so.
Yeah.
If I
It
don't
is a
have
lot.
interruptions in the real life.
How
Oh,
dare you have a real life next to
yeah,
the show.
right?
Yeah,
How
you
selfish
live for
of me.
PTN. We own you.
Ah,
We have a breach. Do we
yes.
react to that?
Do we?
Is it worth a video?
Oh, yeah. Ice Jeebus deserve everything. But we
Okay.
have to wait. We have to wait till Gary gets here.
Yeah, that can take a while.
Hey there, monkey.
They don't use kettles
Werewolf.
in the US. They make their water for coffee on the stove.
What?
So, yeah.
No. I didn't catch that.
They don't use kettles to boil water for coffee. They heat it up on
Neither
the
do
stove
I.
or they put it in the microwave. I don't know. I have a kettle and it's moving with me. That's all I'm going to say here. Because
See, you are dependent on specific technology. Bad survivor.
that's the only thing I always need in my kitchen is a kettle. We confused Mephisto.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, about them not using kettles. Yeah, they are savages when it comes to that. I'm going to import a little bit of culture when I make my move.
I have only seen kettles on movies.
It's the most normal thing in Europe to have one.
Europe is not normal. That's why we left and came out.
Look who's talking.
That's why everybody left Europe to the New World. They said, no, this shit is too weird. Hey, we have Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Drive safely.
Oh, filter coffee sucks.
What? What did you say?
The coffee that you get out of these machines is just not good.
Oh, machines. I do not use them.
No, just the machines where you put the coffee grounds in the paper filter and then you pour hot water over it. I don't like that. If I can't get espresso, I use a French press or a Bialetti for the stove, which doesn't work with this stove. I got a new stove last winter because the old one exploded, kind of. And I can't use my Bialetti on the stove because it always tastes burnt. So.
These fierce warders and your problems.
I don't know what it is. It's just an ordinary stove, but yeah, I'm with you, Mephisto.
My God.
I was with a
Is this
German
true?
once, and he was drinking filter coffee all the time.
Is this true, Anima?
I have no idea who she is, and he knows that. There's only one carpenter that I know, and I love her, and that's Karen. Well, Mephisto, we are working on that. We had a very interesting weekend figuring out how to do it. And yeah, now we're preparing for the next step. It's not easy, just saying. The US are being complicated to move to.
Well, you can, if you need to, you can come down here, Mexico, as a tourist, and then cross the river,
Oh,
and
it
they
was
will give you
you
a
who made
house,
that suggestion. Gerry
and they
told
will
me
give you a
yesterday.
house and a
Gerry
job.
told me yesterday that somebody suggested that, but we are trying not to commit a crime and still making it possible within the next 6 months or so.
Uh, that's unbelievable. You try to
What?
do that if you try to do the things the right way, you can't. But if you go all creamy way, yay! Everything is yours. What the fuck?
No, we actually found an agency, lawyers, who help with that process. So we need to get the money together for them to help us, and then hopefully everything goes well.
Well, oh my god, he's out, and I need to start a freaking slideshow.
Yeah, we should start that.
Without
How
the
long
mouse?
is the slideshow?
No.
How long is the slideshow?
I don't remember. But it's no longer than 1 hour 20. We should have enough time if he doesn't pause it constantly, which I don't think is going to happen today.
No, not when we don't have a panel, but he usually does that when the panel goes like derails. And I'm always getting nervous when we have like 10 minutes of the slideshow and we are 1 hour into the show. Especially on the later shows, because the afternoon shows are 10 p.m. for me. So when I get that feeling, yeah, I'm not going to get out of here at midnight and I have work tomorrow, that's when I get nervous.
Let's get serious now. This movie, when it came out, well, I had like what, 10, 16 years old. Yeah.
I was 7.
And it of course, at that age, I wasn't yet a fan of study history. So this was a movie that went out of my radar. Afterwards, it came to my radar, but on the category of I'll watch it later. And it has been there for years until I saw this yesterday. My freaking god, this movie is a piece of artwork.
Yes, right? I mean, yeah, it is over 2 hours, and the Shakespearean English takes getting used to, especially when English is not your first language. But it is beautiful.
You're telling me?
No, I know that because I got into Shakespeare when I was 15. And that year, when my parents asked me, what do you want for your birthday? I said, give me Shakespeare. So they gave me a complete book of all his works.
I've read Shakespeare, always in Spanish.
I got the original.
I had to tackle this. I thought Romeo plus Juliet was hard. No, this one, one made me sweat. But
that's why I wanted Shakespeare. That's how I got into it, because I saw Romeo and Juliet when I was in Ireland, in English, and I fell in love with that language. So I needed more. I wanted more. My teacher gave me a couple of his books, but I wanted the complete thing, and my parents got that for me.
This movie is so well done.
Well cast too.
Oh my god, the change that you see in Kenneth from the first scene is he looks like a kid. And then you see how
the soldier comes out.
How the war is wearing him off physically. Yeah. Oh my god. No,
But he's their front line. So before anything else, he's a soldier. He's a king too, yeah, but his purpose is to be a warrior. And it's pretty impressive. The only the only issue I have is that I think his face is too modern. Some actors just don't work in the middle age setting because their faces are just too modern.
No. That's a misconception.
No, it's not.
But I will tell you this: it works better than freaking Timothy Chala whatever.
Oh, Chalamet, yeah.
Oh, how could they make him Henry V? That guy cannot lift a sword. What the fuck?
Yeah, he doesn't have the frame, and he's too babyface. Not very
Well,
believable.
oh
That's-
man, and I was watching the movie and recognizing or trying to recognize so many actors that were so many young, so much young at the moment. I mean, Christian Bale. Well, Christian Bale was easy. No, but the easier one, I think it was. I always forget his name, but the guy who plays Voltan in the Flash Gordon movie.
I
He
haven't
was
seen that, so I have no idea.
oh the his uncle, the big guy with the beard with the bird.
Okay.
Uh, the that- yes, Glenn Brian Blessed.
Chat to the rescue.
Man, and I can't believe they only won best wardrobe. Ah, I mean, I have to check back who won each category that
Didn't
year.
they win in 12 categories? I thought they had
No, they got 3 nominations and only 1 win.
like one
You
Oscar,
there?
yeah. 12 wins and 13 nominations total.
Yeah, it had 3 Oscar nominations: Best Director, Best Actor, and Costumes. And it won.
It
for
won only
costumes.
one though, and that sucks.
The costumes. It
Mm.
only won costume. That's a minor Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, they should have won it though. Absolutely, the costumes are awesome.
And Patrick Doyle's soundtrack is amazing. I went out and bought this soundtrack because I just thought it was so beautifully done.
Yeah, especially the piece at the end when the battle is over.
Oh, it's
When the
ripping
one
on me.
guy on the battlefield starts singing.
Okay, I'm bringing this up. What she said.
We also need
Yeah.
to address this now that Gerry's
Oh
back.
yes. Yes. Let me pause this and run this one.
Check around and see if there's a back door.
Oh, who had a back door?
Jeebus.
Oh, Jeebus.
Oh, Jeebus is here. What's up, man?
Again, Gerry, thank you for introducing me to Kelly's Heroes and specifically Don Rickles. Thank you.
He's the king, man. Actually, we watched videos last night when he was on David Letterman.
Oh my God, he's
And
hilarious.
then like an early one where he was on Johnny Carson with Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was the guest, and he just comes walking out. And Sinatra regales that story. He says, I was having my dinner one night, and Don Rickles had come in there with this really pretty girl, and he walked over to me. He goes, "Hey, Frank, can you do me a favor? I'm trying to score with this young lady some points. Do you think you can come over and just say hi before you leave?" Sure. So when he finishes the dinner, he gets up, walks over there, and he goes, "Hey, Don, how you doing tonight?" And Don looks at him and goes, he goes, "Come on, Frank. Can't you see I'm trying to have dinner here?" Just fucking Don Rickles, classic Don Rickles. And I told Anima, if you pay attention, you'll see where my humor came from. Growing up on that.
Oh, I know that.
I
You showed
grew
me
up
a
on
lot
Don
of stuff.
Rickles. I learned, through him, I learned how to shit on your friends in a loving way.
Yeah, he was a master of that.
This is one of my favorite things of this production, is that they got Derek Jacobi to be the chorus narrator of the story. And they made it reminds me very much of like behind the scenes of a play, or even more so, a guy regaling the story to you. Like, he set you up for this story of something that happened so far in the past. And I love the way they did this. And they made it look like he was on a soundstage.
In the beginning, yeah. But later on, he's just in front
Later,
of the
he's
scene.
outside.
Well,
Yeah, sometimes he's outside. Sometimes he's in a scene. And it kind of reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. When you have the guy talking and then the knight comes up and kills him. It kind of reminds me of that for some reason.
You're weird.
And well, there is a visual connection, what I'm talking about, and any British guy will know what I'm talking about, is that this Brit is out on a scene and telling how a terrific battle took place here. And then all of a sudden this knight comes to the scene and kills him. And it looks and feels kind of the same way, the way they did this, but there's no comedy. It's just him telling the story. And of course, Derek Jacobi is one of the most celebrated Shakespearean actors that's still alive right now. He and a handful of actors got to work with Olivier, and some of the more classic. A lot of people don't know this, that Anthony Hopkins worked with him as well. They all came up through the London Shakespeare. And Derek Jacobi got his big start in the world by playing Claudius in I, Claudius for the BBC and PBS here in the US. He later played a great version at the New York Met of Hamlet, which they televised on PBS. It was really good. When he was young enough, he was really good at that part. So we begin with the priests or bishops or whatever the fuck these guys are.
More like monks or something.
I don't think they're monks. I think they are higher ranking clergymen discussing the politics of the day, because the church was deeply embedded into the body politic of Europe and England. And you had Catholic
and
versus
France.
Catholic, but
All of
this
Europe.
is what Catholic was. Britain was still Catholic at this point. And it wasn't until Henry VIII that they broke from the church.
So he could divorce.
Yeah.
Just so he could divorce, because he was tired.
He made up his own religion.
He was tired of murdering his wives.
I guess that could get tiring.
Now, I got to tell you, I almost laughed out loud when we saw him the first time on the throne. And Anima, what the fuck did you say?
I said his face is too modern.
That's a myth. That's a.
The faces have been the same all along.
Exactly. Humans are human.
I had to try not to chuckle when she said that. I'm like if he said
true.
the Princess Diana haircut was just too much for you, I would have said, even though that is a hairstyle of the period, I could see where you would. But his face, and I just went, oh my fucking God, I don't know how to respond to that.
I'm sorry, that's what I'm thinking. That some actors just don't have the face to be in the Middle Ages.
You have been pre-programmed by Hollywood.
And
no,
one thing that you should know is that Olivier considered Kenneth one of the best young actors in the Shakespeare community. And so when you see him, what I find interesting is he does this so differently than Olivier. Olivier did it the classic way, whereas Branagh went and said, I'm going to bring a mixture of Shakespeare and actual modern drama so the audience will understand what's going on. And I think that's important for more modern Shakespearean actors to understand what they're saying and how to convey it physically, rather than just reciting it. And I believe that Kenneth Branagh does that in spades in this film. As well as the rest of the cast. Oh my God. He's got
they
some
bring
great
it to life. It doesn't sound different like on a stage, on a theater stage. They bring it to life.
Yeah, Paul Scofield is one of my favorite all-time actors. Whether he's in Hamlet or whether he's in Macbeth, or if he's like he did the great film we just joked about, where he played the bishop that Henry VIII imprisoned. Oh my God. Jaws, oh, I'm having a brain fart. A Man for All Seasons. Because he, Henry VIII wanted his fucking divorce. And the one man that stood against him was the Archbishop of Canterbury. And that was played by Paul Schofield. And I'm trying to remember what his name was. Hold on, let me look. Lord Chancellor of England chastises more. Cromwell. He played Cromwell. So Schofield's just a classic. I mean, he worked with Olivier. He worked with all the greats. And that he would, lend to this. He plays the part of Charles, the King of France. And I do find, and we're going to point this out, and I don't know if Anima caught it, but I'm sure she did, that all the scenes with the princess, Catherine, were done in French. But all the scenes with her father and all the other characters, the Dauphin, all of them, they're speaking English with English accents. And I thought that was odd.
What do you mean you assume that I picked it up? I actually understand French, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I even picked up something that was weird because she addressed the servant.
That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they did that scene in French, but then they did the other scenes with the French characters in English.
Yeah, well,
with the
they
English
couldn't
accent.
have too much French in there, I guess.
I just thought it was an odd choice that this one character and her handmaid, spoke French while everybody else in the court spoke English.
Well, maybe because part of that scene was her practicing her English, so they had to do the rest in French for it to make sense.
Yeah, they had to use the
annoys me.
And in the end, it had to be French to confuse him. That's a very cute scene, by the way.
To create the breaking of the barrier language at the end.
That was so cute. She tries to speak French and she tries to speak English.
Did I see Penny is here too?
Yes.
Hi, Penny.
She's driving though.
Let it roll. Let it roll.
So she's just listening.
So there was an attempt on his life. He had spies in his court, and the Dauphin of France sent him tennis balls as a gift. And he interpreted that as an insult.
That dude.
Well, Branagh's younger than me. I think. Hold on. What year was he born?
Um, 1960.
He's 4 years older than me.
There you go.
I thought he was younger because he looks like a kid. But then again, I looked like a kid when this movie came out. I got carded for beer until I was damn near 40. Yeah, and I like that he's tried his best to bring Shakespeare to modern audiences with using modern actors. He did it with Much Ado About Nothing, which is a great play. It's a great comedy. And film.
That's the one with Stanley Tucci. No.
I did not.
Actually, all the cast were great except for Keanu. Keanu was miscast in that film.
Denzel was in that one, right?
Denzel plays the brother. Yep. A white guy and a black guy are brothers, and I it's like, fuck it, let's go with it.
I mean, Arnold and DeVito play twins, and you go with it. We still have
you go with it because they're fraternal twins. They're not identical.
Yeah, but still.
There's Brian Blessed, man. We still have him, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we lost Ian Holm. Let's see, we've lost.
I think Derek too. Not sure.
Did he die? Nope, he's still alive. But I know we lost Ian Holm. What a great fucking actor he is. Last great film he was in was From Hell, where he played the doctor, the insane doctor who actually is Jack the Ripper.
We lost the guy who played Hagrid too. I can't remember his name.
Yes, he plays Falstaff in this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad because Falstaff was in 3 Shakespearean plays. And I remember 2 of them. Well, technically, 2 of them are one, or one of them is 2 plays, which is Henry IV Part 1 and Henry IV Part 2. And then you meet him momentarily in this play. And what's the other one, hon? The one that you were talking about? I keep forgetting it. It's about the women. Anima, are you still here?
What?
Anima.
Yeah, I stepped away to put my kettle on because I need more coffee. What do you need from me?
Okay, I couldn't remember the other play with Falstaff. It's
The Merry Wives of Windsor.
That's it. The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Got turned into 2 operas. One that's silly and one
Because
that's amazing.
Whenever Shakespeare, there he is. That's Falstaff dying.
Also known as
Hagrid many say
Harry
that
Potter.
Falstaff and the real guy that he's named after, or based on, what was his name? Castle?
Old Castle.
Old Castle. Yeah, Old Castle.
Yeah. Shakespeare wanted to use that name, but the descendants of that guy didn't allow it. So he went and created a new character based on more real people.
Yep. And Falstaff, and this is a great actor right here. You know who that is, right? Martin, anybody?
No.
I forgot. You told me yesterday. I forgot. I'm sorry.
That's Robert Stephens. He is the husband of Maggie Smith, and their son is Toby Stephens.
Oh.
That's Toby's dad. He was a great British actor. He's one of the few actors who, British actors in British productions, got to play Sherlock Holmes in a Sherlock Holmes film. And he was really good. It was The Secret Life of Sherlock Holmes. It's the one with Loch Ness Monster. And Christopher Lee plays Miles, his brother. Mycroft. I got it.
Where did they?
What?
Where did they get those names? Sherlock and Mycroft. What the fuck?
At the time, they were great names that you just didn't hear very often.
Yeah, Shakespeare wouldn't use bullshit names. He would use real names.
No. I'm talking. Sherlock is not. It's Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh,
he came up with those names, and they're everybody's sort of based on somebody real. Dr. Watson is Conan Doyle, and Sherlock is a mixture of the real detective from the early 1800s. I've written about him, and I'm for some reason drawing a blank. French detective. He's the first real private detective. He is the first consulting private
Hercules
detective.
Poirot?
No, he's a fictional character also based on him.
Oh.
Agatha Christie based her character off of him as well.
I post it here because, man, this scene is one of 2 or 3 that really breaks your heart. It is when he realizes that
Francois Vidocq. So go ahead with what you're saying, but I had to get it out.
Yeah, when he realizes that as a king, he's bound by law and has to condemn his own friends.
Well, there are those historians that have written that he did this strategically to befriend these types of people. and then the moment he is made king, turns his back on those people. And it's so funny that they still follow him into battle, those that were alive, because in this story, Oldcastle dies. And they say died of a broken heart because of being shunned by the king. And when you hear the word banished, it doesn't mean what you think. What it means is they've been banished from his court. They're still citizens of England, they're subjects.
Yeah,
crown.
but they lost their faces and good reputation if they had one.
Yeah. Any reputation they had that was good was lost when he shunned them. And there he is. That's the scene that reminds me of Monty Python's The Holy Grail, where he's out talking. Just suddenly you see a knight run through and stab him.
I can't make that connection, but yeah, when I was visiting Gerry, we finally got to see that movie because I haven't seen it
Well,
yet.
Sander, hold on.
Watched it.
Hold on. I know the history of Sherlock Holmes. He is borrowed from Auguste C. Dupin, who is the character from Poe's Murders in the Rue Morgue and all that. But Poe based his character on Francois Vidocq. His character is based, Dupin is based on Vidocq. So they're all borrowing from each other. As well as Sherlock Holmes is also based off of Dr. Bell, who was the instructor of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And many, I would say 80% of Sherlock Holmes is based on Dr. Bell. The rest is based off of Dupin and Vidocq. And Agatha Christie also was inspired by Vidocq, hence her making her Detective French. So you're kind of right, but you're also not wholly right. So I just added that in there and remove the word ripoff and put in the word inspired by, and you'll get it. You're on the mark. So this is where we see him. He's doing a Hamlet thing here, if you don't catch it. This is the same thing Hamlet does. And where he's like, we should be kind and merciful. And the guy that's actually the most guilty in the room is one, no, we should be harsh and direct and immediate, you know. Well, then it
will come bite him in the ass.
Yeah, and he kind of says it there, you know, with the gravy remark. Be caught up in your own gravy. Because he is a conspirator against the crown, and they know it. Because during the discussion, I like that they show Exeter reaching for his sword, putting his hand on his sword. God, Brian Blessed looks so fucking awesome. That guy is so badass. I wish I was 1/10 of badass as he is. And here we go. They fucked up.
Their faces when they find out how badly they screwed up. Very satisfying.
Look, I'm going to make fun of that as I make fun of, you know, people who speak German or High German. It's still French. Belgian makes a great waffle, but they're still French. It's their language. So I like this because in the original play and the way it was done by Olivier, this was done more softly, where he threatens him. In this one, Branagh just fucking picks this guy up and throws him on the table and mounts him and tells him, you are going to suffer, but you will die. And then he rips their what do you call it? The crests off their chest for their family, rips them off, each one. And then the last one, he fucking slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that is where you see the soldier come through. This is not a guy to fuck with, because he's not just the king delegating shit. He will be hands-on when you fuck with him.
Yes, yeah. And the last one, it's implied that it was, in fact, a friend of Henry's.
Which is why he slaps him.
Yep.
because it's double the insult.
Yeah.
And Scottish graciously hath brought to light the danger. Oh my God. No king of England, if not king of France. Man. Coat of arms. Thank you. Hail and what is that?
Place.
Hail and place.
Place.
Okay. Thank you for adding that. I appreciate it. Tears them off. I just love that. You have dishonored your family. Rip. Rip. And then slap. And these scenes are so tragic because you know how he turned his back on these people. And yet, three of them go off. Robin, Pistol, and I forget the other gentleman's name. Pistol was one of my favorite characters in the story. You should watch it all the way through because the emotional payoff is intense in the third act. And then it's tempered by that final scene with Catherine, which is beautiful.
Oh, this
It
play
is, it's very
has
cute.
what
That's Judi
424 years.
Judi Dench right there. A lot of people didn't recognize her.
Yep.
I didn't at first, yeah. It is really worth watching Hail and Place. So if ever you have a little over 2 hours, sit down and watch it.
And John Sessions is in this. I do believe he plays one of the Welsh soldiers in it.
McMorris.
Yeah.
Really. Welsh, no.
Well, that'd be
Scotland.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Scottish. Yeah. I know my fucking names. Jesus Christ. You say Mac and I immediately go, oh, no, he's Scottish. I wouldn't go, oh, no, he's Welsh.
I like how he and Ian Holmes' character, they almost kill each other in the trenches.
Yes.
They hated each other.
Only reason they did it is their shared love of Henry. Well, a lot of people don't know
Yeah.
his name before becoming king was Hal. And by the way, Patrick Doyle is in the movie, the composer that did the soundtrack.
He is?
Yep. And the guy under all that gruesome makeup with the big fucking dick nose and all that shit, that's Richard Briers, a beloved British actor, known for the voice of Fiver in the original animated film Watership Down. He played Smee in Peter Pan back in 2003, which is not a bad film, I got to tell you. I thought it was a pretty good film. Much Ado About Nothing, he played Leonardo. A great British fucking actor. He starred in the TV series, what was it? The Agatha Christie Mysteries, Miss Marple. He was in Torchwood, which was a good show. I like that show. I don't know if you guys ever watched Torchwood. It was one of the sequels, or not, one of the spinoffs from Doctor Who that I thought was really good. Oh my God, dude, you got to watch it. From season 1, once it gets to the United States, it gets a little wonky, dude. But while it was being produced in Britain, it was a really good show. Back when BBC could do a good show.
Captain Jack is the protagonist of the show, right?
Yes. And by the way, in the 96 version of Hamlet that Kenneth Branagh did, don't get me wrong, it's a very good film. But the best version of Hamlet is the shorter one with Mel Gibson. It's a better production as far as action, drama, and everything. And that's directed by Franco Zeffirelli, the same one who brought us Romeo and Juliet back in '69. But Richard Briers played Polonius in that one. It was a really good film. My problem was, again, they chose the wrong time period to make the story, and they made it more during the late 1700s, early 1800s instead of medieval. Wait, what's this? Glenn said Francis Drake did the same to the Spanish Armada 100 years later. The English fight to win. Yeah, that's where I think Americans got it from. You know, we just fucking Americans love a fight, man. We love a good fight, like the British. You know, a lot of people always think posh English. It's like, no, man, I know a lot of English people, and I'm friends with lived over there, and so I got to know guys. They were brawlers, man. Every single
Yeah,
one
just
of them.
saying. Ever been to a pub when things go wrong?
Yeah, that fucking armor. Look how big that is on him. He's so fucking huge. And there he is. That's Paul Schofield. He lived all the way to 2008 before he passed away. So he blessed us with so much character-driven productions all the way up to his death. What an actor right there. And he just looks like something from a fucking badass Knights of the Realm film. He has a mouth the size of an American softball. It's like this fucking big.
That is scary.
Like you can fucking put a ball in his mouth and he goes, nothing. And he has told so many incredible stories because he served in the military too. He was a soldier. Well, he served. Repost, the Battle of Agincourt marked the end of chivalry. We fucked the French up and played against all our rules of engagement. It's true. The film, you know, and the play, they add the killing of the children, or as they called it, the poise in the luggage. The poise in the luggage. The poise in the luggage, which means kill the children and take the luggage. And that's not true. We only had one person who gave an account of that. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen in some small amount, but when only one person that fought in that battle mentions it, it's not that big. What did happen was we had captured, well, I say we, the British had captured 2,000 to 2,500 prisoners, and they didn't have the manpower to guard them. And Henry was afraid that they could be attacked suddenly on two flanks by the prisoners themselves. They could revolt and attack them from behind. And so his last order, which was a brutal order, was to kill the prisoners. And that's just, it's a tactical reason. He knew he was outnumbered.
Yeah.
However,
it's something that unfortunately happens in battles sometimes.
Okay, however, I have to play the devil's advocate here. Once they saw the
I knew you were in league with Satan.
When the French
Official now.
started, when the French started their retreat, Henry rescinded the order because he saw there was no need to kill the prisoners.
Well, many had been killed already, and it led to the body count. It led to the body
but he could have well let the carnage continue. He didn't. That was honorable of his part.
Here is what saved the day: is the focal point of the battle was there's a tree line on both sides that led to this one area, and that one area became a fucking swamp. And the French, who were, if that had been dry ground, they would have handed the English their ass. And it was the fucking weather killed the French. And it is a miracle in many ways, you know. So the thanking of God in this, you know, you got to say, if it hadn't been for that fucking rain, it would have been a different fucking outcome.
And not only that, that battle was fought by the Britons in a very unconventional way because they had in their own forces the foot soldiers were outnumbered by the longbowers, and the longbowers, man, if they haven't had those many archers, ooh, the story would have been completely different. But the growth of their forces were archers with longbows, and they massacred the French.
Yep.
Now I've got a good question for you. Do you know
Yep.
what weapon got its name from this battle? Specifically, part of a weapon.
No,
Glenn Fleming, you limey bastard. You better know.
Well, heavy armor would have been hell in all the mud.
That's not, no, I'm talking about something else. There is a specific thing that goes with a weapon that got its name from this battle because it was the first time it was used. It's called the Agincourt grip. The Agincourt grip, the first use of in this battle was with leather wrapped around the handle of the sword. It eventually became a braided, a mixture. It could be leather, but any wrapping of the grip was called an Agincourt grip
dude,
because of this battle.
the way Branagh made this speech asking for the surrender of the city, that shit gave me goosebumps.
Oh, I got goosebumps
Yeah.
twice in this film from his speeches.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, we will, if we have to take this place, pray for your fucking families, the women. We're going, he's going to, he's threatening that they're going to RAPE them. If
And
you do
toss the
not
children
use-
on spikes.
and talks to the children on spikes, and he's like the guy up there on it. Like, the Dauphin has said that they cannot help us regarrison, so the city is yours.
Hey, wait.
Morning, Wade.
Hi, Wade.
By the way, I haven't said hi to Sander this morning. Good morning, Sander. Sander Hammer slag. Yes, there is the killing of the capture and killing of many of the British longbowmen. And it is said, one of the legends is that this symbol, the fuck you symbol in England, came from them when they showed their bow fingers for aiming and drawing back to the French in resistance to what happened. I'm unaware. Don't know. This lady is so awesome. Now, Anna was like, I can't believe they're talking so friendly to each other. The fact is,
no, that's not what I said.
this will
I
happen. Yeah, this will happen in royal households where you develop a long-term relationship with these people. And even though she knows her place, when to shut the fuck up, I love the way that they talk to each other here.
Yeah,
and this
they
is
know.
so funny.
They
Yeah,
know
but-
when. They know when to shut up and when they can bend the rules a little.
Yeah.
Can I at least say what threw me off in that scene?
Yeah,
yeah.
What?
Because even, of course, they developed a relationship, so it makes even less sense that she's addressing her in the formal way. Yes, she would totally address an older woman in the formal way, but she is royalty and the woman is her servant. So she would use tu and not vous. But she's addressing her by using vous, the formal
Well,
way
blame
of
Shakespeare
talking to
for that.
somebody.
Blame Shakespeare for that.
I don't know.
I saw that.
Did he speak French, Shakespeare?
Yeah, you wrote it. I do believe you wrote this scene in French.
Hold on. Let me check. Let me
Well,
get my book.
Did you know? Funnily enough, I saw that same complaint yesterday on a documentation that I was seeing, and some scholars critique that she should have said "boo."
Maybe
But
it was a
that was-
slip up by Emma Thompson. I don't know. It's a good go find. She's looking it up now. We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's either Shakespeare's fuck up or it is her fuck up.
Yeah.
See that?
Either
Oh,
way,
you've got the Holy Bible. That's awesome, honey.
That's my
either
Shakespeare Bible.
way, Emma Thompson was clearly bad
Yes, that's Gary's
cast
artwork in my background.
because she is too modern. She has too modern a face for the time period of the movie.
She also has a bit of a mustache, if you didn't notice.
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
You can see it right there.
Yes.
I personally, I think Emma Thompson's gorgeous. I really do. And she is so adorable in this role when she says, Delbo. Did she mispronounce it later? Belbo? No, Delbo. Belbo? Oh, I fucking love this scene. And, this is back when they were still in love, him and Kenneth Branagh and her. But he had to go and fuck around behind her and banged Helena Bonham Carter. And that was the end of that relationship.
Yeah.
It's the same shit that happened to Val Kilmer. Got too big for his own britches and banged Drew Barrymore. And hence the end of his marriage with
He
Joanna
did
Whalen.
write it in French.
She did. What?
Shakespeare wrote it in French.
He wrote
Oh,
it
he
in
wrote
English.
it.
But,
He wrote it in English. She wrote it in French.
She's switching in his version. She's switching between tu and vous.
Okay.
But she's using the formal one a lot, and that is weird because she's below her and she's.
So many
very
people would be
close to
scarred and
another something.
pockmarked from various diseases than even royalty. They rarely show it though. No.
What they don't show is the scar that he had, because Henry got wounded as a 16-year-old in his first battle.
Shot with an arrow.
Shot with an arrow in his left cheek, and had he not been royalty, he would have died from that wound. But they managed to get it out and treat it with honey for infection. They also washed it out with alcohol. So he survived that, but he had a gigantic scar on his face. And
we have a new viewer. Welcome, the Ship's Cat.
It is the Ship's Cat, and you are welcome here because we are all cat lovers. And
you could just hear my cat, Amelia.
Yes, it's like everybody knows I have a great love for pussy cats.
Oh my God. Why? Just once. Can't we have a clean show?
No, we cannot. Absolutely not. It's in the contract. Go read it up. It's in the small print.
Yeah. So, Paul Scofield, one of my favorite roles that he ever played was as the ghost of Hamlet's father in Hamlet with Mel Gibson in the Franco Zeffirelli film. And then when they do the play, it's really cool. They get Pulthwaite to play the ghost of Hamlet's father in the play. And so you get two great Shakespearean actors in that production. Oh, yeah, absolutely brown teeth at that period.
Well, in the Victorian era, they became better at treating rotten teeth and stuff. So if you had the money, you would get all your teeth pulled out and artificial teeth.
Look who's here.
Finally, Tim.
After an hour of the show.
Yeah, Tim, I did this for you, and you're fucking an hour and 8 minutes late.
You have some explaining to do, mister.
Shame on you, mister.
How dare
somebody,
you?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Somebody who's going to...
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me... Tim?
Somebody rip the coat of arms off of Tim's chest right now. Give him a smack.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another guest here, new to the channel. Sucker Fly Now. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome, you guys.
Glad to see everybody. Yeah, and
wooden teeth. That must have tasted weird.
Oh, and the Ship's Cat apparently is a limey friend.
Oh, welcome.
Limey or Aussie.
I love our limey friends. I refer to them my limey prick friends. So welcome to the show. We love all things limey. My favorite pasty is steak and kidney pie. And my favorite drink is Irish. Guinness Stout, but I do like an Irish car bomb. which is a mixture of anybody? No?
What?
Come on.
Again?
An
What's the
Irish
question?
car bomb.
I don't.
I
Oh,
forgot. You
God.
told me, but I forgot.
No.
I don't remember.
It's
No.
half Bass Ale, half Guinness. And what's
Hmm.
amazing, because they have two different gravities, they don't blend and become one beer. They stay separated. And as you go to drink it, you get a thinner, perfect line mix of the two as you drink with every sip. So
You are
Irish car bomb.
forgiven, Tim.
Now, I'll tell you, one of my favorite limey prick friends is Ricky Cheka. He's from the East End of London. We have drank together a lot, gotten fucking hammered. He, when he was still in the army, he was serving in Northern Ireland, and he went into an Irish pub and ordered an Irish car bomb. And oh wait, no, it's not the Irish car bomb. What is that? It is the black and tan. I'm sorry, I said it incorrectly. I've corrected myself. It's the black and tan. He ordered a black and tan, and it was one of those moments where if there was a piano player and people were talking, it just went silent in this pub, and everybody was looking at him, and he couldn't understand what the fuck he had done wrong. Oh, here's another. God,
Yeah.
this is tragic.
Yeah, but in this case, Kenneth, who is the writer and director and the main character, he conveys the fact that even though he banished them, he still loved them. And
He cries when he has to hang that one
this
dude.
scene.
Yeah.
But I want to finish this story. So Ricky orders this in an Irish pub, and the man makes him one. And when he hands it to him, he says, "You can finish drinking that, and then you need to leave, and don't ever order a black and tan in an Irish pub." And so he had to go figure out what he did, and he read the history, and he goes, "Oh, that's why you don't do that."
Well, we have confirmation.
Black and tans were the ones who hunted down and killed many of the Irish under Cromwell. So anyway, I'm from Liverpool. That's awesome, That's great. A lot of rock came from there, and Liverpool. I do believe Liverpool and Newcastle are two of the spots where they build a lot of ships. So let me hit play again, because this is an emotional scene. He plays Bardolph, a lieutenant in the army with a giant penis fake dick nose. It's such a weird looking knobby nose. And he says, "You would never hang." Poor man. And he says, "No, but you would." And so now he has to watch his friend be hanged. And they don't hang him in the fast version. This is where you slowly fucking lose consciousness and choke to death, and your tongue swells and your eyes
Terrible
bulge.
way to die.
It is terrible. Strangulation. Yeah, you can get Bass Ale. My problem is, like, the Irish Stout, the original Guinness was 11.5% alcohol, but they have now changed it globally.
Yeah, now it's 4.2. That's less
Yeah,
than a
it's not even as much as most American beers. It's ridiculous. They took all the beautiful alcohol out of it.
It still tastes great, though.
And there he is. That's John Sessions as McMorris there. I loved Harold. Harold is one of the best characters in the story, too.
I think I have a loophole in which you can order a black and tan in Ireland. I think I have a loophole. You could say, so I can piss the tossers off.
There's Christian Bale, by the way. Go back to that frame.
Yep.
That's Christian Bale playing Robin, one of the
The kids that were
He's not a
slain.
squire. It's called a page.
Page, yeah.
He's a page. And they did have pages there. The thing is, though, the misunderstanding in Shakespeare is that pages were children. And no, many of them were in their 20s. I think the oldest would have been like around 30.
There he is, just
But
behind
that's
the logo
on the
of
left.
Pop Culture Minefield.
Yep. That's him on the far left. And that's Ian Holm all the way to the right.
Mhm.
Great.
I think that is because they start their work as pages when they're very young, and some just never advance past that. Some just stay.
He was preparing for his best performance.
Well, I have a favorite saying. I say, "You got some Irish in you?" And if they say no, would you like some?
Oh, God.
Because I'm like, I'm American, man. I'm an American mutt, but 88% of me is Celt, and 12% is adopted Celt. It's a mishmash of French, American Indian, and German. And I always joked, I said, my entire family is Welsh, Irish, and Scottish. But one fucking slimy German fucked his way into my family, and I got stuck with his name. I went to night school to discover Shakespeare. Even though I'm from England, I don't recall any Shakespeare in school. We did Shakespeare a lot. I joined a traditional Shakespeare group called the Rude Mechanicals out in Virginia.
Oh my God, Tim. Tim being Tim.
And when we first started, we didn't have any girls in the troupe. And I got stuck because I was younger playing females. And I made it a point when my voice changed to really, really make it noticeable. My voice had changed. I began speaking very low all the time. And so I ended up getting comical roles because I'm funny, And my favorite was playing Mercutio in Romeo and Juliet. And
I
that's
auditioned for Puck once, but I didn't get it because I was a girl and that was the 90s. Puck needed to be a male for whatever weird reason. It's a spirit. It can be a female.
I've seen
yeah.
pictures and she's adorable. She's adorable. Many reasons why I fell in love with this young lady. So, but that's also where I got stabbed. Alicia, everybody likes that story. And I got stabbed playing Mercutio because the safety tip came off the stage swords we were using. And I am trained in traditional fencing because we had to learn that stage fencing.
Mm.
So you only got the tip in.
Well, it's funny,
God,
but I'm so lucky that it was just the tip.
The tip.
Because the sword, when he struck me, bent, and then it popped. And the pop was it going inside my abdomen. But it didn't pierce the muscles. I think it may have just gone into the muscle. And he immediately withdrew it. And then I looked down and I saw real blood coming out of my gut. And I'm like, oh shit.
Okay. Tim
so
says,
I finished the scene. Just the tip.
Tim?
Yep, just the tip.
Yeah, that is why you've been called in certain places Gerry, the J. Now we know from where it stands.
Gerry. Yep.
Yeah, the Dauphin, he was eager to fight.
I love doing sword fighting on stage. It was fun. Because you had very specific, because if you pay attention, they're not actual combat blows. They're stage action blows. And so
it's choreography.
And it's it's actually easy to choreograph because once you learn each move has a number. And then the trainer calls out a number and the number is for this person, and then this person does the equal defense position of that number. And so he would call the number out and we would just do it because I was the offensive. And then he would say, so-and-so, you are now attacking. He would call out the number and then you would do the equal defense position. And you do this several times and in rehearsals, and you're doing it first slow speed, and then you do combat speed, and combat speed is full speed. Where is Wirral? I'm seeing this. Where is
What
Wirral?
is chat talking about? I'm confused.
I'm confused. By the way, hi,
Oh,
Adam.
They're
Hi,
doxing
Adam.
each other. Friendly.
Oh, are they
Doxing.
doxing? Oh, you guys be nice and don't do that.
They're giving their home addresses and shit.
Okay.
But I like it when they talk about where they're from, though. I do like that. I like hearing where they're from. The Churchill Tavern. There's one pub I went to called the Lion's Den. I don't know if it's still there. It was in Oxford upon Avon. And it was huge, dark fucking wood. You had to have bright lights in there or have all the windows open during the day to see, because all that fucking wood was dark. And my God, that was so much fun going in there. I had Coca-Cola and steak and kidney pie when we were there.
Oh, your neighbors?
Oh, your fucking neighbors. Get the hell out of here. That's fucking awesome, man.
That's so
please.
funny.
Please, guys, subscribe to this channel. You need to keep coming back. I'm enjoying this chat so much today. This is awesome.
We need more British banter in the chat.
I love limey pricks, man. I love you limey bastards so much. And I'm praying for you guys because your government is and your media is against you right now. Every single one of you. Pray for you, man.
All
Now, this is a
governments and all media are against their people.
Yep.
All of them.
So, but they're right now, they've become literal subjects.
Oh no, yes, they are in a bad shape.
They're in
Look,
such
it's
bad shape.
Obi-Wan.
Canada has got one thing going for right now. The Conservative Parliament is finally standing up to Trudeau, and Trudeau isn't even in Canada right now. From what I heard, he's here hiding out. I don't know what's going on over there. That's right. That's where I know your name from.
Yeah, I remember him too.
You need to stick around, Adam. I fucking love you guys. Thank you so much, man. Remember to click that subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications. If you don't get a notification, please email me. Every single one of you can have my email.
Because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people. And
They do.
Notifications.
This is my personal email. If you don't get mentions, we are going to start creating, and Martin and I need to work on this, a mailing list to make sure you guys get notified. Because I'm tired of this shit. Yahoo does this primarily to group, channels like ours, Doomcock, Midnight's Edge, all the guys that are my friends.
You mean YouTube, not Yahoo.
We're mouthy and we like to throw the fuck word around, and we're not afraid of speaking our minds. And sometimes that goes politically against YouTube. So, and you never know when Chinatsky's going to pop in and say a forbidden word.
Yeah, he's so good at that.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. We go out of our way not to say that word. The one
Not
word
to
we
mention,
avoid.
not to mention talking about beverage made out of fruits. You remember that show?
Oh my God. The word we're talking about was because we mentioned MASH yesterday, and the theme to MASH actually has a name, and it's not themed to MASH. It is called SUICIDE is painless, is the actual name of that song. And you cannot say that word on YouTube. The robots that they have watching every show are monitoring all the time. Big Brother's watching everything we say. And they hate my fucking guts because I speak my mind. But I do avoid that word because it'll get your channel shut down saying shit like that. Burkheader's got plastic scousers. You guys copied our accent. By the way, one of you, who the fuck was it that mentioned it? I think it was Ship's Cat mentioned that Liverpool is just a quick jump over to not Derry, Ireland. Oh, fuck, Northern Ireland. So anyway, I was going to point out that the accents in that part of Northern Ireland have a Liverpool feel to their accents. I will catch phrasing. Belfast, thank you. And you will hear, and I hear it when I'm listening, because there's so many distinct different accents. Everybody wants to do the one Irish accent in Ireland, which is, Barry Fitzgerald, oh, I was down there near the window. Oh, I looked at it. It was a grand day. That's Southern Irish around the Ring of Kerry. The further north you start hearing things like, yeah, that was me doll, and
the further west you get, the less it
that's
sounds like English.
that's around Derry, between Dublin and Derry. You start hearing that, and then you get up into Northern Ireland, like Belfast, and you'll hear that Northern Irish accent mixed with something. And I believe it is a layover of the Liverpool accent on the Irish. It's where they blended. And you have it here in the United States because the Southern accent you hear in the United States is very close to East End London, which is why I think a lot of British actors find it so easy to slip into a Southern accent, because there is similarities. They even have the word ain't. That didn't come from here. The only fucked up word the Americans created was Ewans here in the Midwest. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Ewans. They say yuns. Yuns coming over? I'm like, what the fuck is yuns? You ones? Is that what that's it's the contraction of you ones?
That makes no sense.
Fucking stupid.
Why do you do that to your language?
Ain't. I use ain't because you can't hear the accent, but I am Southern. I grew up in Virginia, and I say ain't all the time. Dock cities can do American Boston, and exactly, Adam, exactly. That's why those accents are so easy, because that's where they came from. And you get Swedes coming over to the greater North Midwest, and you get that how you doing? Yeah, this is Fargo, don't you know? Well, it's from the Swedish, where they get their accents from, and they find it. French find it easy to be around Cajun areas, New Orleans, because that used to be the French Quarter. It was owned by France. Sold it to us dirt cheap. Your surname is Swedish? Yeah. I'm a Kraut. I by name, Kissel or Cassell. Ours is from the French side of the Alsace-Lorraine, and so it has the double L's. But if you meet other ones in the United States, like if you're from Pennsylvania, it's Cassell. But if you go up north to New York, it's Kissel with one L. And it was two sides of the same family. And of course, the original spelling of our name was Giessell. The same as Dr. Seuss. His real name was Theodore Geisel. Andre, wait. I thought Andre was Dutch. Am I incorrect? Is he from Sweden?
I think he's from Norway.
He's from Norway, yes.
Yeah.
Norwegen, as they say in German.
Norwegen, yes.
It was one of the first insults my dad taught me as a kid. He says, if you want to insult somebody from Norway, you would say, Norwegen Schweinhund.
Oh my God.
That almost made sense.
It means Norwegian pig dog.
Yeah.
Like I said, almost.
I learned his German listening to him. I never got any writing, and I keep telling you that.
I know.
So
I keep telling you that, to me, it's really funny to see you get so close. To hear you get close.
It's like, even with the way he would say bathroom, you told me that I'm saying it wrong, but that's how I heard it from him when
You're just
it's
adding a
not
letter
Hollywood.
that's not there.
Yeah, he would say the word, and I would say Buttonsimber. I
Yeah,
pronounce it with two T's, button, like
that's also wrong.
Botton. Yeah, but that's how I heard it, and you were the one who corrected me. By the
Yeah,
way,
and
this
you're
is one
refusing
of the
to learn.
greatest speeches ever. He hears the doubt in the voice of one of his generals, and he says, "If any man here wants passage home, we will sign it and give you coin to make it home." In the pages of British war comics, so he didn't even
This
get the
speech
enunciation.
is so good.
Well, this is one of the greatest speeches ever, and it was such an important part of Teddy Roosevelt's belief in strength with his friends that this we happy few, we merry band of brothers.
Yeah, because he says everyone who is going to shed their blood on this battlefield with him
Is
are his
my
brothers
brother.
now. And he is with them frontline in the middle of the battle all the fucking time. He's a beast. He turns into a machine.
And he didn't live long. He had a very
No,
short
he
life.
died at 35.
36,
But-
I think.
Or 36, but he died from an illness, not from battle.
Well, it's very common. Pneumonia was the great killer of the world.
I think it was a fever,
Killed
if I
more
remember
people.
that correctly. It was a fever that he recovered from, and then it came back, and he died.
And I'm going to bet money it was pneumonia, because pneumonia, again, was the great killer of people in the Middle Ages. Outside of the plague itself, between pneumonia and influenza, people just fucking died like crazy. Once more onto the breach, my friends. You bet, Mephisto. I remember my sergeant, Dave Hope, when I met, he became my sergeant, I told him, I think we knew each other for about 2 weeks. And I said, dude, I will follow you anywhere. And that guy is the one that got me into one of the worst bar fights I ever got into. Got the shit knocked out of me. So did he.
By the way, Glenn is fighting. Adieu.
Let's recover. Run away.
I just put it in chat. We see everything, guys.
One thing you'll find about the British and the English that we share is a love for fighting. We love fighting. Americans and Brits. And that's why there's so much common ground when we train with the British soldiers. We get along so fucking well. There is no animosity. Drinking buddies out there training together. Our best special forces group is not Navy SEALs. It is the U.S. Army Tier 1 operators within the Rangers, 75th Ranger Battalion. And guess who they were trained by? All their training comes from the SAS. Because the head of the 75th Ranger Battalion, he himself, a Green Beret, went to SAS to train and learn how they train and brought that back to America. And so the 75th Ranger Battalion trains the SAS way. And this is such a moment because Harold said, never again shall you see Harold. But then Harold comes back and Henry's fucking pissed and grabs
He
him
keeps
off his
coming
horse.
back.
He's like,
Well, it's his job. He has no say in
as
it.
Harold. Harold is the guy that is sent from one army to the other. The British have a Harold too. I love this scene because this is a horse battle at first. And what they found was that as the wet ground kept getting trampled by the horses, it created a soup. And the men wearing the heavier armor, the French, struggled with this. And that's why one of the princes is killed here. I do like the film. I can't remember the name of it. That's the King. It's the story of Henry V, and they try to be more realistic with it. It's got Chalamet in it as Henry.
And there ends the realism. You can.
Yeah.
I
you
gotta
can
tell
picture-
you, back off. A lot of the stuff was pretty good in that film. My problem is with their history in certain scenes, and the scene between him and Catherine. I didn't like that scene at all, and that's where it diverged. But all the way up to the death of the prince, because the French press, played by what's his name, everybody hates that played the Batman, and Sparkly Vampire.
Yeah.
He gets
Patron.
smug. He gets smug with Henry and demands battle. Mano a mano battle, a fight. So the war stops for this fight to take place, and Henry defeats him. But it's because he can't control his movement in the mud. He keeps falling to the ground. Finally, he just shrugs his shoulders and says, "Kill him." And they'll mob the fucking prince and kill him. They just start stabbing him. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking brutal.
What they made Henry kill the Dauphin on that battle?
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No, he does die. He does die. But they made it look in that story like he had just seen, this guy can't fight me.
No,
He just-
the Dauphin didn't die in that battle.
I'm saying this guy, the guy they're showing right here, that is the subject of the Dauphin. And he's the one who dies. One of the princes dies in the battle. And he is the one that dies in the movie that I'm talking about. But instead of him dying in combat, they show him doing mano a mano combat with Henry. Henry just gives up. He's like, I can't fight you. You keep falling to the ground. And so he just turns and waves his hand, and several men jump on him and just start stabbing him to death. And I just was like, I didn't like that. Hold on, what's this? Delta Force is the 75th Ranger Battalion, and the 75th Ranger Battalion learned what they learned is from the SAS, and they like the SAS, and the SAS like them. They have a common relationship. And if you ever watch, one of the things I watch is Sean, I just forgot his name. He's got one of the best military shows on, and he interviews a lot of guys, British and American. And you see that when you hear guys from Delta Force and guys from SAS talk about who they get along with, it is often SAS and Delta Force that are close friends.
Read this one.
Well, I got stories for you about some of the fucked up stuff the SAS did, because there's a misunderstanding in language. And it ended up with a grenade almost killing a bunch of Rangers. Because he says, don't throw any frags in here. There's ammo. And the guy says, right, frag out. Throws a fucking frag in there. Sean Ryan. Watch Sean Ryan's channel. Great discussion with top tier 1 operators to just playing good special forces guys. So as many of comments like that you guys have, I'm telling you, we got them too. But they still fucking love each other. You can say that he hated working with them. That's one guy. A bulk of them tend to like working with the Americans, and the Americans like working with the Brits. I'm okay. That's why we serve, so you guys don't have to. This is it. We just wish to dispose of the bodies.
Yes, because at this point he doesn't know he won.
Yeah, he's like, I don't
He doesn't
know
know yet, no.
if we have lost or won the day. You have won the day. I just love this scene. And then he collapses. He's so fucking exhausted. He tries to turn to walk, and or kneel, and get up, and he collapses, and then he gets up.
This is where they name it. They name it after the
Yep.
closest castle. And that's Agincourt.
St. Crispin's Day.
That is the 25th of December, right?
I have a gay son and a trans son, and I am judgmental, but I don't victimize others with my personal judgments. And that's why they came out to me so easily, because they know I'm not going to hold it against them. Oh, this is it. This is where he wants to remind him of the Welsh. Makes him laugh. You know, good war. Welsh. Though I do have to say something about the Welsh. They are weird fucking people when you meet them. I keep telling that story when I went in that pub, and there were 3 Welshmen standing at the pub talking in English. And then when I walked up with my dad and we spoke American English, all of a sudden they shifted to speaking Welsh. This is such a moment here, a crushing moment. He has lost everyone he loves.
Even his
Including
wife.
Even his fucking wife. He got word that she had died. So everyone that he loved is gone. He is the last of the group. And he is still banished. Yeah, we don't serve. I'll tell you right now, we don't serve for our government. We serve for our people, and that's what we're patriotic about, is the love of the American people, the love of the English people. Scotland doesn't serve for its government, they serve for its people. And that is our patriotism here in the United States, is to that flag, and that flag represents every American. It doesn't represent the government. They like to think it does. It doesn't. That flag was made for the people of this country, not for the government. If we overthrew this government, something happened like that, we'd still have that flag, because the flag doesn't represent the government. It represents every American. It represents the original 13 colonies. The use of red in the flag is to represent the blood shed by every American to fight for our freedom from England. And England, it's funny. We won the Revolutionary War, but we didn't earn the respect of the British. It took the War of 1812, which was started on a stupid notion. What a stupid move to try to invade Canada. But it led to full-on warfare with Britain again. And that was where, there he is. That was John Sessions. What a great cast in this film. But when we won the War of 1812, we actually won the respect of Britain. And from that point forward, we became friends again. And we allied a lot. We have allied a lot over the last 200 years. Yeah, I know, Adam, and it's disgusting. Yeah, I pray for you guys. I do. I really do. Because you are under the control right now of a Marxist regime. And you've got a mayor in London who absolutely thinks that, the TERRORIST is just an expected thing if you live in a big city, quote, end quote.
Yeah. Siddiq Khan, I think is.
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name. By the way, he's carrying Christian Bale. And Christian Bale represents the children that were killed, or the kids. And they weren't little kids. The youngest one would have been 15. So they were kids, but they weren't little kids.
They wouldn't take them to war if they were still too young.
I don't think so. I think that the young. Now, I do know that during the wars in the Middle East, you would find younger children, and there were many rumors that they were being treated like women. And I don't know if that's true. I tend to like to think better of people, but the historians do like to throw that shit in to show how bad Christendom was. And you'll go look and you can't find a record of it, but you'll hear that. It's sort of like, the rumors of Richard, the Lionheart, they tried to say that he was gay. And I'm like, well, where do you get that from? Well, he had to apologize, confess and apologize before his army naked and laying prostrate. And I'm like, laying prostrate and being naked and apologizing? You think that's what that's about? You know what happened to him, even as the king or a prince? He would have been drawn and quartered. You don't apologize for that. That's stupid. Know your fucking history. That's what they did to men that confessed of it or were caught.
Bangman's girl is here.
Hey, Vinkman's girl.
43% awake. Yeah, well.
I'm
You're getting there.
I'm 57% not awake. And there's the song that she loves.
That scene where they just walk across the battlefield. Wow. One moment had me giggle when one of the guys who is clearly supposed to be dead grimaces because he's in a very uncomfortable position.
It's not perfect. They shot on an independent budget. But the song is Non Nobis Domine.
That gave me goosebumps. That and his speech.
So Patrick Doyle's soundtrack really made this film just amazing. So here we see the Catholic Church playing their part. And I like they got the rampant lion and the fleur-de-lis.
Yeah.
Showing the British and the French. And he, of course, is having memories of all the shit that they had to deal with in the story. Not in reality, but in the story of the killing of the children.
On the front.
And there's a line that he says to Catherine I really like. I'm just a soldier. Inconveniences. I love the belittling of death in war.
Welcome, Andy. A little late, but
you limey prick. We're almost over, and you pop your fucking head in, you son of a bitch.
Catching the last 10 minutes.
He's like, "What's going on, Mike?" Oh. I also do love that they show the scars on the side of Henry's face while he's talking to Catherine, while dressed so nicely. Those 2 scars going from his ear.
Mm. Well, they are fresh.
And this is such a good scene. I really do love it. It takes such a heavy film and brings about the lightness of it. Because this part is so comical. Romantically comical.
That scene is so cute.
Yeah, he's trying to understand. You said that the tongues of men are full of deceits. And she goes, oui, is what she said, yes.
Yeah, Andy, I've been nervous about this for about a week now because it means that all our shows start an hour early for me now. And I'm just terrified
they
of
will
forgetting
start
that.
an hour later for me. Thank God.
And for Andy, I will bring up again a little historical bit of trivia is that the wrapped sword handle was first used during this battle, the Battle of Agincourt. Hence its name, the Agincourt handle or grip. And it began first with a strap of leather being wrapped around it, and then eventually it became braided metal. And in fact, when I played Richard, the Lionheart, in what was it? It's a story about Henry and his family. It was the Lion in Winter. The Lion in Winter, and I carried a sword that didn't even exist in that period. I carried an Agincourt sword. It was a beautiful sword, man. Very balanced. There's the scars on his ear. I love that. Well, I got to be honest, Tim, it was just a field when they fought. There just happened to be a row of trees. And the row of trees forced them to focal point in one spot. And when they got to that spot, because of the rain, the horses trampled it and it became a swamp. And the French, in their heavier armor and horses, couldn't handle it. And that's how the English won. Fucking weather. And that's why, they say the hand of God. I love some foreign language Shakespeare adaptations. Kurosawa was Throne of Blood. Yes, I've been trying to get Anima to watch that with me. We've got it on the list. Absolutely. I love Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet. And I love Franco Zeffirelli's Hamlet. Both of those are very good films. They did them correctly. They are period pieces done in the right period. My problem with Branagh is he did Hamlet as, I think it was supposed to be the 1880s. Now that I think back, I think it's supposed to be 1880s, his version of Hamlet. And it didn't work for me. I enjoyed it for the cast in their performances. But overall, I just didn't think it was as good as the 1990 Hamlet. I've always played a dick.
His middle name is Dick.
My mother told me that I came out of her dick first.
And with a pencil in your hand.
Yes, the reason why is I was born breech. So my penis was out before my top head.
No, that means your ass came out first, Gerry.
Yes. Verona.
Yes. They even made a Romeo and Juliet balcony in Verona for the tourists to go to. It's not
really?
It's super popular, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, that's probably his most known play, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, they made it into a modern film called West Side Story.
That's not a film, that's a musical. It's an opera, basically.
Actually, it was also a book. West Side Story got released as a novel, and if you flipped it over and then flipped it upright, it had Romeo and Juliet. So you could read it halfway through, and you'd be done with Romeo. Then you flip it over, and it's West Side Story.
But what Leonard Bernstein made of it is an opera. You need opera singers for that. Musical, don't do.
Tim, we're gonna need pictures.
Yes, please.
Yeah, he sent some to me in the past and a video. Please do. What? What'd you interrupt me?
No.
Oh. You're weird. So anyway, yeah, please do send us that. Don't just send it to me. Send them to Martin too. Fuck Anima. She doesn't need to see him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's the funniest moment, Nat, is when he's running down the street in the barrio, yelling Maria, and only one woman sticks her head out. I'm like, are you
Yeah,
fucking
that's not
kidding
true.
me?
That's not
75% of
true.
those women are fucking named Maria.
Yeah,
Maria, you know, it's like, come on, dude.
I always found that funny.
Yeah, I just brought that up earlier. I don't think I'm going to do it because it'll kill our ratings on YouTube because nobody knows that film. But what I might do is do like, I don't know how to do it, dude. Because Dam Busters is a film nobody fucking knows. I've seen it. And I actually like the way they did the visual effects and that miniature effects. That's a lot of miniatures used in that film. And even though there's a couple of turns by the airplane that are just, you know, just defy the law of physics. I still enjoy the crap out of that film.
We can catfish the audience. We say we're going to talk about a movie that everybody knows. When they're here, aha!
Oh, it's absolutely. It is absolutely part of the inspiration for the Death Star trench scene. Yeah, Dam Busters. So if we promote that, maybe is the film that inspired Star Wars.
Well,
One of the films that inspired
Yeah.
Star Wars. Maybe that'll
is
get
so-
some people's attention.
which is older, that or the one that we did with? It was the Duke, right? How was
Now,
it?
I'm going to point out something here real quick because this photo shows something. There was a lot of real chainmail used in this film, but over 75 to 80% of the chainmail worn in the film was knitted wool, spray painted. And you can actually see it right here under his shoulder. That is actually knitted wool, not armor.
Mm.
They did the same thing in Monty Python's The Holy Grail, because
But they had
the only
no
person-
money for that movie.
Yeah, the entire
They
budget
didn't
went
even
into
have horses.
the entire budget went into King Arthur's armor. He's the only one with real chainmail in the film.
Yeah,
Everybody
but even
else
he
has
doesn't get a
knitted.
horse.
Yeah, but they didn't have the finances for location or for horses.
Yeah, they use the same castle all the time.
Yeah, from different angles. They would shoot it from different angles.
Such a fun movie.
And the funny part is they show this one castle for a far shot, but when they do the close up, it's that other castle again because the parapets are different.
Yeah.
Oh, they were bad, but they're still really cool. I love the miniatures used in that. I thought that was like ahead of its time, the way they tried to do that. And of course, it's ridiculous because there's a couple of turns in that scene where they fucking like are defying the very law of physics. Like the wings would have come off if they turned like that. They couldn't have even like they try to go up at one point, and it's like, first of all, you don't have the inertia on the engines to be driving you fast enough to propel you upward that quickly. You would just turn your plane upward and then you would just crash into the fucking dam, the mountain wall. It's like, it was fucking funny. But at the same time, how they did that was neat. And so, yeah.
Okay, I just checked. Flying Tigers is older than the Dam Busters by more than 10 years. So,
What?
Yep. Flying Tiger
Wow,
is
much better
1942.
miniature work. Yeah, much better miniature work.
Flying
That's really
Tigers is
shocking.
from 42 and Dam Buster from 55. So,
Fuck off. Really?
yeah.
It's not a World War II film? I mean, during the period of World War II. I didn't know that. And you can thank Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin for the money for Holy Grail. And the bouncing bomb was still classified when the movie was made. Yeah, and people don't know that that's a real thing, a bouncing bomb. They were designed to skip before detonating. It's something you can know now. You can actually go look that up. The British bouncing bomb.
Why would it bounce though?
Go look it up on YouTube and learn.
Okay, I will after the show.
What it was designed to do is to go into
preferably.
places that the bombing from the top wouldn't do it. So they needed a bomb that would go on land the same way a torpedo would work. And so it would bounce and go into something and then explode. I forget what the dog's name was. Please
This
tell me it
world
was,
we live in.
please tell me it was Blackie. That'd be so fucking funny.
That's the second time the dog's name came up.
Glenn, what was the dog's name?
Probably one of the names that got ruined from one
Oh,
Oh,
okay. It's sort of like the way we say N-word Jim from Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that had an impact on Agatha Christie too, because her first version, or first version was 10 Little N-words, and then they changed it to 10 Little Indians, and that had some problems in the U.S. So they just decided to go with, and then there were none. And that's the one that stuck to it to this day. By the way, you guys will be amused by this, and Keith has seen it. When I used to live on Elm Street, I had a huge collection of books that I bought from the University of Missouri, and one of them was a little historical book, fictional book by John Campbell, and it has the N-word in it, the N-word and the Narcissus. And I would sit it on my table just to fuck with people that would come over. Because I just like fucking with people. It's just one of those things I've always done since I was a child, is to fuck with people. And I put that book out. Whenever I had company coming over, I'd lay the books out, all my smart books, and I would put that one right on top, turned slightly. Because I like doing it. I do a fan thing with my books on my coffee tables. I will put the main book down and then slightly off turn the next book, and then a little more off turn with the next one. So it looks like a spiral coming up off the table. And people think I don't know something about fashion. Anyway, I would put that book on top just to fuck with people. And Keith came over one day, and the book was on the top. He just started laughing. He goes, "You are such a jerk." Was not involved with THG.
They're still talking about funding Monty Python films.
Yeah, George Harrison. Yeah, George Harrison was one of the biggest supporters of the Python group, even independently. He would fund their stuff. One of my favorites is Jabberwocky. That's not a Monty Python film. It's a handmade film, but it has Monty Python people involved with it.
Oh, Tim, you don't know that because you're always late, but monetization goes out the window within the first 10 minutes on this show.
Yeah, the first fuck bomb that gets dropped, and we're demonetized.
That's usually me.
We usually end up with the yellow, limited monetization, which I'm like, that's such bullshit, because I guarantee you there are companies out there that don't give a shit about language, and they should be the ones that are handed to guys channels like ours, ones who are okay with PG to R-rated language. Yes, he did. In fact, that movie wouldn't have happened if not for George Harrison. Don't get me wrong, I like Eric Idle, but he's a twat in real life. John Cleese called him out recently for some of his bullshit dealing with the people that handle the legal stuff for Monty Python. And he goes, because Eric Idle was like, we didn't give money, blah, 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 and like that. And Cleese is like, the son of one of the people, I can't remember if it's Chapman's child or whose it was, that's in charge of things. He said, they're doing a fine job. And everybody gets paid the equal same amount. Yesterday, man, love that guy. I've come close to working with him like several times and narrowly missed the opportunity. And but I have two friends, both are actors, Tom Conkle and Duncan. I forgot his name. Oh my God, I mentioned him to you, Anima. My buddy Duncan that lives in Greece. He's an Englishman expatriate that lives in Greece. He left England, said, I'm going to just live in there. And he made quite a few movies. He's a great actor. He and Tom Conkle both have worked directly with John Cleese. So I have that 1 degree of separation between them. And that's all I'm probably ever going to get. Actually, in East End lingo, Cockney, to say he's the John Cleese means that he's the big cheese. Well, he moans about a lot of things. He moans about marriage. But Eric, he called Eric Idle out on it, as you know, as did a few other people that said, no, the person in charge of this is paying everybody equally from the group. I would have loved to have been named after somebody from the Monty Python, but no, I was originally supposed to be, I was due on Kennedy's birthday, John F. Kennedy's. I was due on his birthday, but I didn't hit that mark. So it was going to be named John Fitzgerald. Thank God I didn't get that. Instead, I was named after my dad. I became Junior. Legally not a junior because I have a different middle names than he does. He's Gerry Eugene Michael, and I am Gerry Richard Patrick. Oh. X marks the spot. I learned that in Wile E. Coyote. So, do we have any backdoor references that need to be dealt with, Martin?
No, we had just had Jeebus' breach, and we addressed that.
Okay. Let's see. So, I guess Brian sums it up here.
That's it. Show's over.
We're going to get out of here. I've got to.
You have to read the name.
I have a doctor's appointment, so I got to hurry. Let's see. So, Scribe Light, Snorts, Glenn, Jeebus, Penny, Sander Hammer Slag, Hell in Place. Let's see. Wade, of course. The Ship's Cat, Ahsoka Fly Now, Adam McGrath, the Peter Vickman fan site, and our buddy Andy Morrow. Good to see all you guys. And wait a minute. Tim is not in here. Tim. So I got Tim. There we go. All covered. I think we got everybody. Hope everybody had a fun time hanging out. And you guys are doing awesome in the chat. Remember to click that like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a comment. If you guys leave us a comment, tell us, films you might want us to cover or what you thought of the show today. We deeply appreciate it, and it helps with the algorithm. Always make sure that the bell is checked, and I gave you guys my personal email. So if you guys would like to be included in a mail list to make sure that you always get notifications of our shows and specials, you can do that. I will give you my email one more time, Gerry.
Thank you for subscribing, Adam. We love to have you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
There you go. My personal email.
Whoa.
So we probably should start a link for like, what is that one? Chip mail or whatever it is for mailing lists. We need to get a mailing list going here so people absolutely get updates knowing what's going on with us. So we'll get that started so you don't have to email me. So anyway, that's the end of the show. We'll see you again. Well, will we see you tomorrow? Are you doing a show with the chief?
Yes. We're doing Coogan's Bluff.
Great film. Inspired the McCloud series on CBS. Love both of them. Coogan's Bluff is about a sheriff out of his element going up to up to New York to try to find a criminal. And finding out that that's a whole different fucking world from where he's from.
What are we going to talk about on Wednesday? Do we have that set up yet?
Oh, yes. Renfield.
Oh, okay.
With
It's something
Nick
we have
Cage.
to watch. We have to watch that.
We've watched it, but we can watch it again.
We did?
So, yeah. The one with Nicolas Cage is Dracula, and Holt, playing the part of Renfield, discovers that he wants to be his own person, starts going to meetings because he's a codependent.
I don't remember that at all.
I'm so surprised you don't remember that, because you remember.
Are you sure we really watched that? Sometimes I think there's another woman in your life that you're doing stuff with, and then you confuse the both of us.
Only person I spent time with is you. That's it. So, okay, guys, we're getting the fuck out of here. Have a great day today. And remember to join us tomorrow. Also, if you like the UFO paranormal stuff, I will be on Don Ecker's show tonight. He is back. It took him three and a half weeks to recover from this damn coof.
Because they couldn't get him the medication at the VA.
The VA. So he had to struggle through it at his age. Just shows you how strong that guy is. And so we are back tonight. We'll have a special guest tonight, Manny, the director of the little docu-film video, Who is Lou? Asking, who is Lou Elizondo? And why are so many people paying attention to him when he really has no credentials to be talking about ufology? It's a very good documentary.
Tim is closing up with a bridge, so quick here.
Car just pulled up to the back door.
All right. So there you go, Tim. You got yours. And we're out of here. Bye, guys.
Y'all come back now, you hear?